Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. On today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this dress you are seeing on the screen. This is a highly requested tutorial from one of my amazing subscribers. We'll be focusing on the upper part. I believe that most of us here can cut 360-degree flare. You can use anything on your lower part. Please make sure you watch to the end, and if you find my video helpful, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, I've drafted out the pattern I want to use to make this dress. This is a normal princess dart bustier. I didn't want to make this video too long so that you won't get confused along the line. If you don't know how to draft a princess dart bustier, I will drop a link on my description box so that you can check it out. For the neckline, I use 3.5 by width and the depth is 2 inches. Please, when you're drafting your pattern, make sure you put your paper on fold before you start drafting. As you can see, mine is on fold, and you have to duplicate the pattern because of the kind of style we are making. Can you see what I have? So I'll be showing you how you can alter this pattern now to the style I have on my thumbnail. Alright, if this is your first time coming across to my channel, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. And at the end of this video, if you find my video helpful, please subscribe, like and share my video. Alright, I'm done cutting it. This is what I have for the both pattern. So I will remove the one that I'll use for the overlap, and I'll work on this one. So the first thing I'll do now is to alter the neckline. I'll first of all determine where I want the deep neckline to be. I want mine to be at the right hand, so you label it the left and the right hand side. So from my shoulder, I'll be coming down by 5.5 inches. Depending on how deep you want it, you can go deeper if you want, but for me I use 5.5. From where I mark my neck width, I came out by 2 inches and I rule a straight line to connect it the way you see me doing. Can you see? So the next thing now is to curve the neckline this way. That's how the style is, so you follow what I'm doing. All right, so I will curve it now with my pattern master. You can use a dotted line if you don't have pattern master to connect it. The line is curved. Just let your creativity guide you. I've connected mine. I'll cut it off now. I will also do the same thing on the other pattern, the one that I will use for the overlap. I'll just place it together and I will trace it out the way you see me doing. Just follow what I'm doing, you'll get it right. I promise to make it very easy for beginners to understand. This is what I have when I was done. Okay, I will use one of the pattern now to show you how to cut the one you use for the overlap, the stylish overlap on the front. For this part, please pay very close attention so that you won't miss out. The first thing I'll be doing now is to close the dart. You have to match it together. You can use your masking tape, but for me I'll be using my scotch tape to close the dart. So I will tape it down now the way you see me doing. I tape it down up to my bust point. I also do the same thing on this side. So after doing that, I'll be slanting it. First, I will determine where I want the slant to terminate. I want it to terminate 1 inch below my under bust. That's where I want the line to stop. From your under bust, you will measure down 1 inch. This is where it will terminate. So from my armhole now, I came out by 1/2 inch. You place your ruler this way. Can you see how I place mine? From the midpoint of my armhole, I came out by 1/2 inch this way. Don't place it exactly on where you slash your armhole. So I will connect it. Can you see what I'm doing here? For this side, I will make it pointed. Can you see what I have? So the next thing I will do now is to cut it out. you have to notch it, notch where you cut off your shoulder so that you won't get confused. So the next thing I will do now is to separate it. Before I separate it, I will just place it on the one I will use for the base so that you can understand what we are doing. I will just arrange it now. I will match it together. Can you see? It's coming out already. The next thing I'll be doing now is to transfer all this pattern to my fabric. I'll be using this leftover fabric for the sake of this tutorial. Please, when you want to cut the center front, you spread it out this way. You don't put it on fold. You open it up and place it on your pattern. So I've cut everything out. I didn't add any other sewing allowance on the neckline because I want it to come down a little bit. I added 2 inches for my size 6 sewing allowance and half inch all round. It's only on the side front I added 2 inches for size 6 sewing allowance. I also do the same thing for the one I will use for the overlap. Can you see what I have here? So the next thing I'll be doing now is to iron my interface on it. So I will go off camera now and iron it and come back and explain some things for you. I've gone ahead to iron my interface on all the cut out pieces. I use soft comstay to iron on my fabric to give it a little strength, and I use wadding for my padding. I use medium weight wadding. You can use any other thing for your padding. I also iron my soft comstay on the one that I'll use for the overlap. I wanted to pad the one that I will use for the overlap. I iron my wadding on it, but I later remove it. Please don't put any wadding for the overlap. For the lining, I iron a hard gum stay on it because of the sharp point on the overlap. So for the back, I will use normal straight darts. The next thing now is to go to my sewing machine and join all the pieces together. If you don't know how to sew a bustier, I have a detailed tutorial on how to do that on my channel. Please do well to check it out. So I've gone ahead to sew it. Can you see where I marked? I follow the line and sew it. On my underbust, I'll give it a notch so that it will relax very well. So I will push it out now. I've also sewn my back dart, so I'll use it now to cut out my lining for the back. I don't want my back lining to have a dart. I've also sewn my overlap. Can you see? It's giving what you're supposed to give. Please, when you're ironing your interface on the overlap, you double your interface so that it will give it a structure, and also it will make your bust to come out very well. You can also double your interface on the lining instead of using hard gum stay. So I will go and give it a good ironing. Iron it very well with your tailor's hand. After ironing it, I will place the lining and fabric right side facing the right side, and I will sew this side. Use your pin to secure it. I've sewn it already. Can you see? I'll turn it to the right side now. Arrange it very well. This is my underbust here. I will stretch my underbust out. Can you see what I have? Okay, this is my neckline. This is my armhole area. I will stitch it down to secure it. If you have any question, please feel free to drop it on the comment section. The next thing is to place it on the main fabric. I will place it making sure that both shoulders are matching. Can you see what I have? The neckline is also matching. For this pointy edge, I will fold it a little up to where the neck will stop. I'll be doing that later. When I sew it, I'll also show you how it looks like. For now, just follow what I'm doing. You'll get it right. Before I go to my sewing machine to stitch it down, I will show you how I cut the collar. If you check the style on the thumbnail, you understand what I'm talking about. So I will go ahead now and show you how you can cut the collar. I'll fold my fabric this way. Just fold your fabric the way you see me doing. You place your front part, the main base, you place it on the folded fabric. Can you see what I'm doing? arrange it very well. After folding it, I'll just cut it out. For the length of the collar, I use 4 inches. This is both sewing allowance included. When I'm approaching to the end, I will reduce it to 3.5 inches. This is just to give it that smooth curve, and I will rule a straight line to connect it. Can you see what I did? I'll trim it off now. If you check the collar, you see that the collar is slanted. I will do that later after sewing it. As you can see, the collar is still here, so I will iron my interface on the both collar. I use soft composite to iron on it. I notch the part that will be going to the armhole area, and also to indicate where I will be slanting it, I've marked where I will slant it. I mark 1.5 inches and I slant it back. I'll go and stitch it down before I can turn it inside out. So I've stitched it down. This is what you have. You give it a good ironing. Okay, I want to show you how I stitch this pointy part. Can you see what I did here? I folded it up to where my neck width stop, and I top stitch on it just to give it a clean finishing. Can you see? You can stitch it down this way. After attaching your lining, you can use the collar to turn it, but I'll be placing mine this way. Can you see what I did? You just place it the way you see me doing. I stopped here. Can you see? I will stitch everything together now. After that, I will use my lining to turn it inside out. This is what I have when I was done stitching everything together. You can place your collar anyhow you find it easier. You can just play around with it. Alright, so I will be using my lining now to turn it. I'll place my lining right side facing the right side of the fabric. I will close the two sides and also the neck area. When you are stitching the neckline, use your hemming gum so that your neckline will relax very well. I've done that already. Can you see? What I will do now is that I will notch it round. Notch the neckline round. You see this deep part, you notch it very well. This is very important so that if you turn it, everything will just lay flat. I will trim up the excess sewing allowance now so that if I turn it, it won't be bulky on the neck area. I will just push everything out now. Can you see what I have? After that, I will iron it very well. Give it a good ironing. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you get notified once I upload a new video. Can you see? So this is my back. I've sewn it already. I will turn it inside out, and after that I will now shape the both sides. You can attach it to your lower part so that you fit your zip. This is the outcome of everything. Can you see what I have here? I'll be attaching my sleeve later. Please, if you have any style you want me to recreate, I will drop my Telegram group link on my description box. So for this side, I use hemming gum to iron on it so that it won't be opening up. Just insert your hemming gum inside and give it a good ironing. Can you see the outcome of everything? This is the sleeve that I've already cut out. So I will be inserting my sleeve off camera now. Thanks for watching.